What's up, gals and pals? It's your buddy Coach Vino. Now look, I don't know about you guys, but once Labor Day is in the rearview mirror, I'm already thinking about fall cocktails. As a matter of fact, I've already got my list of cocktails I'm going to be making for season 3 of my Fall in Amore with Amaro series. And I got to tell you guys, I got some delicious stuff lined up. But that said, you know, I gotta tell you, it's still been in the 80s out here in New York, so it's not quite fall cocktail season yet, but the evenings and the mornings have been quite crisp and very, very fall-like. So I'm thinking, you know what? Why don't I make a little bit of an in-between cocktail before we start doing the Amaro series, you know what I'm trying to say? And I came across a recipe called All Roads Lead to Rum from Lars Olsen at the Minneapolis Cider Company. And I saw the recipe and I said, you know what? I think this recipe is gonna be a perfect in-between recipe. And I tell you why. The recipe calls for a hard cider and some spiced rum. Now, the hard cider is gonna provide you some of the refreshing summer vibes. I mean, who doesn't love a good cider in the summer? And then the spiced rum is gonna have all of those really delicious warm bacon notes that you expect in the fall, like cinnamon and ginger and clove. So this is going to be, to me, perfect little in-between cocktail. Now, the hard cider I'm going to be using is a dry cider from Woodford Estates in Long Island, New York. And the dry cider is the preferred cider for this recipe. And then the spiced rum I'm going to be using is a homemade spiced rum, which I made using Martin Cate's, or one of Martin Cate's recipes. And I got to tell you, this stuff is absolutely delicious. I made a video where I showed you guys how to make this spiced rum. I'll put a link down to that in the description, so you guys go ahead and check it out. Very simple and super delicious. All right, guys? Anyway, so I'm really excited to make this bad boy. So before I do that, though, I'm going to need you guys to go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you can help Vino feed the hungry algorithm. And make sure you stick around because we're about to boogie down. All right, so let's go ahead and give our All Roads Lead to Rum cocktail a sippy sip. Cheers. Oh, that's very nice, guys. Ooh, that's fun. That is really, really super refreshing. I really like this. This is delicious. Oh yeah, I gotta tell you. That spiced rum is coming through in some really phenomenal ways. You're getting a lot of those spice notes just really, really pop in this cocktail. And then the cider just keeps it very, very refreshing. And then the fact that it's a dry cider and you have the lemon juice as well, you know, it keeps it dry, but the simple syrup definitely helps to balance it so it's not overly dry. I was concerned that might be a little too dry of a cocktail. Now, it is a dry cocktail, but it's definitely not super dry. You can always add more simple if that's your thing, or use a different, you know, a lot of these spiced rums will have sweetener, like a Captain Morgan's a bit sweet, or your cider might be a little sweet. So if you want to sweeten a cocktail, it's up to you. I think it's perfect just the way it is. Very, very, very refreshing, guys. Oh yeah, that's a home run. I gotta tell you, I said it already, I gotta tell you again, the spice notes coming through in this are freaking phenomenal. Refreshing and spicy and warm at the same exact time. This is it, guys. This is your transition cocktail, thanks to Vino. Well, thanks to Lars and Martin and Woofer. I'm just a messenger. Anyway, so look, if you like this video, please press like, please subscribe, and please share with your family and friends. Remember, sharing is caring, and when life gives you lemons, make yourself a cocktail. Cheers.